education at the St. GS Medical College. And he brings with him a host of experience, a host of ideas, which I'm sure all of us would benefit tremendously from. So Dr. Iyer, we welcome you on the dais, and it's all yours.
Morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Anuj Chawla. And as he said, we have a long association. We always refer to his particular project of his FAMA fellowship during our teaching sessions of project management and evaluation. And his was one of the projects that got internalized and became a part of the physiology curriculum in our country. So the topic that is allotted for this particular session is AI-assisted assessment, and with focus on increasing objectivity and minimizing the bias in assessment. What is noticeable here is our institute is entering the 100th year next year, that is 2025-26, is going to mark our centenary year. So this is the logo which has been released as a part of that particular celebration. At the outset, I'd like to thank the organizers of Armed Forces Medical College, and in particular, Dr. Dipanjan. And it feels very nice to be here. I visited AFMC around 11 years back, so nice memories. I would also like to thank our Dean, Dr. Sangeeta Rawat, our HOD Anatomy, Dr. Kishore Kushale. They always keep on encouraging us in all academic endeavors. Not to mention the least, Dr. Avinash Suppe, founder director of GSMC FAMER. So he's one of our mentors, great mentors, under whom we have actually flourished in medical education. We have learned a lot from him, and also about the topic of artificial intelligence. He has given a series of talks on artificial intelligence over the last, I think, so many years, and we have learned quite a lot from him. Also to mention Dr. Chinmay Shah, HOD Physiology of GMC Bhavnagar. He's a very techno-savvy fellow, and lots of inputs taken from him for this particular session. The resources used are from Department of Medical Education at our place in GSMC FAMER Regional Institute. So to start, we are familiar with this. We'll see this video first. Volume, please.
आप मुस्कुरा क्यों रहे हैं?
एक्चुअली सर बचपन से चाहता था कि इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में पढूं. आज यहाँ बैठा हूँ, बहुत मजा आ रहा है सर.
ज्यादा मजा लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. बोलो, मशीन का डेफिनेशन बोलो.
सर, a machine is anything that reduces human effort, sir.
Will you please elaborate?
सर, हर वो चीज जो इंसान का काम आसान करे या वक्त बचाए, वो मशीन है सर. गर्मी लग गई, बटन दबाया, हवा चालू, फैन, मशीन है सर. मीलों दूर आप अपने दोस्त के साथ बात कर सकते हैं, टेलीफोन, मशीन है सर. करोड़ों का हिसाब चुटकी में करता है, कैलकुलेटर, मशीन है सर. सर, एक्चुअली हम मशीनों से घिरे हुए हैं सर. पेन की निब से लेके पैंट की जिप तक सब मशीन है सर. एक सेकंड में अप, एक सेकंड में डाउन, अप डाउन, अप डाउन, अप.
डेफिनेशन क्या है?
सर, वही तो बता रहा हूँ सर.
एग्जाम में ये सब लिखोगे? ये मशीन है, अप डाउन, अप डाउन. इडियट. Anybody else? Yes.
Sir, machines are any combination of bodies so connected that their relative motions are constrained, and by which means force and motion may be transmitted and modified as a screw in its nut, or a lever arranged to turn about a fulcrum, or a pulley about its pivot, etc. Especially a construction more or less complex, consisting of a combination of moving parts or simple mechanical elements as wheels, levers, cams, etc.
Yeah, perfect. Please sit down.
Thank you. Thank you.
लेकिन सर, मैंने भी तो वही बताया सर, आसान भाषा में.
आपको तो सिंपल भाषा पसंद हो तो आर्ट्स एंड कॉमर्स कॉलेज ज्वाइन कीजिए.
लेकिन सर, मतलब भी तो समझ में आना चाहिए. ऐसे किताबी डेफिनेशन रट के क्या फायदा?
आप किताब से ज्यादा जानते हैं. किताब में यही डेफिनेशन है, और अगर आपको पास होना हो तो आप यही लिखेंगे.
लेकिन सर, और भी तो किताबें हैं जिसमें
भाई आसान भाषा में भर जाइए. Idiot. So we were discussing about the machine. अरे, तुम वापस क्या आए हो?
सर, कुछ भूल गया हूं सर.
क्या?
Instruments that record, analyze, summarize, organize, debate, and explain information that are illustrative, non-illustrative, hardbound, paperback, jacketed, non-jacketed, with forward introduction, table of contents, index that are intended for the enlightenment, understanding, enrichment, enhancement, and education of the human brain through sensory route of vision, sometimes touch.
अरे कहना क्या चाहते हो?
किताबें सर, बुक्स भूल गया सर, ले लूं?
तो सीधा सीधा नहीं कह सकते थे?
थोड़ी देर पहले कोशिश की थी सर, लेकिन आपको सीधा सीधा पसंद नहीं आया.
So if we try and equate AI with this, is something like this. Like if something can ease our work, then that probably is AI. So what we are going to discuss in this particular session is, firstly, we'll have a brief introduction of AI, which all of us are aware. We are in the phase of exploring. We have explored a lot actually in the last 5 years or so. Because of the boom of technology, we have explored this a lot. Then something about the emergence of artificial intelligence in medical education, then evolution of assessment in medical education, emergence of AI in assessment, then something about authentic assessment and AI, how improving objectivity and reducing bias can happen. And finally, I'll wind up with this power of subjectivity. So we all know definition, as we saw, definition of artificial intelligence is basically technology that enables computers and machines to simulate. It is going to simulate human learning, comprehension, understanding, and problem solving, decision making, creativity, and autonomy. So anything that a human being does, if a computer or machine does, then that will be AI. But there are various subcomponents. What is AI? AI is a very large pool, whereas under AI, there is something called as machine learning and deep learning. So AI is the ability of the machine to imitate intelligent human behavior, whereas machine learning is application of that AI that allows the system to automatically learn. So the machine is interacting with the data and then automatically it is learning and fine-tuning itself. So that is experience. And then finally, deep learning is something that the machine learning is applied and that uses complex algorithms and deep neural nets to train a model. So that is how this deep learning is a subset of the entire artificial intelligence with machine learning coming in between. And this was emphasized further in one of the recent papers published in Academic Medicine, the same 3 circles. We are all familiar with this. When we look at history of AI, people thinking of having a car without a driver, because driver is right now probably an extinct or probably a luxury, lot of luxury and a lot of expenditure is involved. So Google, of course, came up with this driverless car. When we look at artificial intelligence in medical education, there are multiple uses that AI has. One is, of course, it can be used for teaching and learning. It can be used for student assessment, for curriculum development, for research, for student support, and also for administration. So AI has actually tried and eased out a lot of things for all these aspects of medical education. So familiar with this. But if we are not using AI properly, things can go horribly wrong. Okay, anyone knows the name of this movie? Teri baaton ne uljha diya, correct. So, Kriti Sanon is acting like a robo. Okay, AI, all the algorithms fed by this person. And then if something goes wrong, that is what is shown in this movie. Another movie that comes to my mind is, of course, this. Has everyone watched this? Was this totally on AI, right? So if wrong commands, wrong algorithms, AI itself, okay, machine learning, you say, machine is interacting and machine is learning from the interactions. So if things go wrong, then things can go horribly wrong. And that's what is shown in this. So there are lots of concerns and challenges when we are using AI for anything in education. So of course, as in healthcare, that was just talked in the previous session, there's a lot of ethical issues and dilemmas that may come up in education as well. There is always human and computer interaction that will be there. Human oversight is needed even if AI is used for educational purposes. Teacher-student interaction is going to be reduced if there is tremendous use of AI. Then, of course, when AI is used for education, there is a question of quality control, whether what is being done or what mechanisms are used in AI actually are constantly monitored, what is happening with that. So coming to fairness and bias, it all depends on what algorithms are fed in AI. It depends on that. So therefore, even when we say AI, human element is still there because it's the humans who have actually created those algorithms. So there could be errors and fallacies if we don't actually keep continuously monitoring it. Then, of course, if more and more AI comes into picture, there is a possibility that the learners may end up having decay in their own skills that they are learning. Of course, AI comes with a cost, and like in healthcare, in education also, there might be various legal issues that might come up with AI. Now, coming to how AI and assessment, let's look at a brief history of how assessment has evolved over a period of time. This is a very busy slide if you look at it, but basically I want to emphasize here is early era of assessment primarily concentrated on rote learning. So basically, recall of memory was what was assessed. So in the form of, say, theory questions, multiple choice tests, and the viva voce or oral examinations focused on total memorization and recall of facts. The next era, which is the standardization era, what happened then was everything moved towards objectivity. Everything which is objective was considered as a very fair assessment, and that is what is the feature of the standardization era when the advent of objective structured clinical examination, etc. started. And then, of course, came the competency-based era, where the emphasis was on assessing competencies across multiple domains, which are having multiple domains. So there came the advent of workplace-based assessments, where emphasis was on self-assessment and lifelong learning. And adding to that competency-based era, the next era is authentic assessment era. Can we say that what we have assessed, whatever we have certified the persons, they are really worth of it? So that is authentic assessment era, which happens in real scenario, real-time situations, and ample feedback is given to the learners so that they can improve upon the shortcomings that are there. So that is authentic assessment era. And of course, adding to that is the current era where we are living in the artificial intelligence era. So basically what we want the learners to do while assessing them is finally they have to have the glimpse of the real world of patient care. So even if we are trying to simulate, we have to ensure that that simulation is near realism. So as we know, there are medical graduate attributes in our country, the roles that are envisaged for the Indian medical graduate, 5 roles which became now the 7 roles of Indian medical graduate. Now there are current challenges which exist in assessment, of course. There is a variety of information that we generate when we conduct assessments throughout the curriculum. But then actionable data gets hidden in this mass of variety of information that we are generating. Of course, those constraints are there. There is lack of expertise and lack of time for data processing which we are generating. Bias can be explicit and implicit with respect to gender, ethnicity, and learning styles. And transformation of data doesn't happen into a meaningful feedback. So that is what is a challenging situation. And our medical continuum, if we see, is more like fragmented, it's divided into phases, discipline-based, although we have tried to build in the competency pattern in our curriculum. Now, how AI has emerged in assessment and how people have built over AI, use of AI in assessment. So various ways in which AI has got integrated into assessment is, they started with system-facing concept of AI. Then there are certain tools which are student-facing. There are certain tools which are teacher-facing, and certain tools which actually are examination-facing. So this is how it's classified. And of course, in the latter half of the day, you're going to deliberate. People are going to deliberate on generative AI and immersive AR and VR simulations in the next subsequent sessions. So these are the different ways in which AI has emerged in assessment. Just a word on this generative AI, as the word suggests, generate. AI is going to generate for us a lot of information in different forms, for teaching also and for assessment.